I get asked all the time from leasing agents, hey, I'm looking for a job and I need to tune up this bad boy right here. I need to tune up my resume. As you guys know, I'm not a huge believer in resumes. I believe that there's a lot of better ways that you can get a job than simply sending out resumes. But hey, sometimes you want to still have that resume as a backup. So I'm going to help you right now in tuning up your leasing agent resume. My name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Leasing University. At Leasing University, we train more leasing agents to be ultra successful than any other place in the world. I encourage you, if you want to be great as a leasing agent, check out leasinguniversity.com. Let's talk about this resume here. So I'm going to put a link to a leasing agent job description. I'm going to put it, can you guys put it up right there? I'm going to put the link right there. I want you to click on that link. I want you to read the leasing agent job description, and then I want you to read it again. Don't start making your resume until you're crystal clear on the job description. If there's a particular leasing agent job that you're looking for, and you can find that job description online, study it, know it well. My suggestion to you, if you really want the position, is to make a customized resume that dovetails as much as possible with that job description. But at the very least, read our basic job description that we have. Get to know it very, very well. Here's the other thing. The resume should not be about you. This is one of the first mistakes that interviewees make, is they design their resume to be all about you. Hey, this is all about Matt Easton, and Matt Easton is great, and da-da-da. It needs to be about the company that is hiring you. It needs to be about the portfolio that is hiring you, the property, the management company, the REIT, whatever it is. Position the resume so it's all about them. Read it once, read it twice, read it 3 times, and see if it's all about you or all about what you can offer them. I want you to create a professional email address. I see this problem time and time again. Maddie does keg stands 27 at AOL.com is not a good email to have on your resume. Go to Gmail, create either your first, middle, last name with some dots. Find as professional as possible. Don't use the word unicorn. Don't use fluff, don't use summer sun 27. Try to avoid numbers altogether and have as crystal clean a professional email as possible. I know it's going to take you a little bit of time. Oh heck, maybe 4 minutes to create a new email address, and you're gonna have to check that email address. But if you wanna be paid like a professional, you have to start acting like a professional, and you need to ditch the email that you've had since high school. I want you to update all of your contact information. If you don't live in your parents' basement anymore, don't have the address for your parents' basement, because guess what? They're gonna go on Google Earth and they're gonna look at your parents' house. Update all your contact information. Make sure it is current. Make sure everything looks crystal clear. I want you to set your font size from 10 to 12 points. So many times people want to jam so much information into their resume that they use an 8, a 9-point font. And nobody can read that. If you are very young, let's say you're 20 years old, you've got laser eagle eyes. People over 30 don't have the same eyesight that you have. Don't make us have to put on reading glasses to read your resume. 10 to 12 point font. It needs to all fit on one page. If it's not fitting on one page with 10 to 12 point font, you've got too many words. I want you to put everything in reverse chronological order. Chronological. I want you to put everything in reverse chronological order, okay? Do not start with the babysitting job you had in junior high. Start with what is going on right now, your most current and your most relevant position that you have, and then you work backwards. And I want you to make sure that you're only including relevant positions. So many times these resumes, the whole first page is every single job somebody has ever had. Again, it's not about you, it's about your prospect. So if you only have 3 or 4 positions that are relevant, that's great. It makes the hiring manager's job a lot easier. They don't have to skim through the fact that you worked at Wendy's for 4 months back in 1987, okay? So only put that in there. I want you to align your content to the left to make it skimmable. I want you to align your content to the left to make it skimmable. So don't use middle space. It's again, you're wearing down their eyes. Don't make it difficult for them to hire you. Everything is going to be aligned to the left. All right, I want you to use strategic use of bold, caps, and italics. All right, so maybe at the beginning of each sentence you use a bold or you use caps, but you need to use that format consistently through your resume. Don't be using bold on one section, all caps on another section, and then italics somewhere else. Make sure that all of your fonts line up and that everything has a very easy to understand and very logical order to it. Okay, use an attractive readable font. If you like using some wingy-dingy cursive looking font because you think it's pretty and it's going to make yourself stand out, it's going to make yourself stand out all the way to the garbage can. It needs to be a simple, readable font. Things like Verdana, Arial, Helvetica, Comic Sans, Papyrus, and Cura's MT. I'll put those up on the board for you. But use one of those. They're tried and true. They're easy for everybody to read. Again, back to kind of not putting every single job. Only put jobs that you've had for the last 10 or 15 years. If you've been in property management for 25 years, again, only put the jobs that you've had for the last 10 to 15 years. I'm sorry, statute of limitations, what you did in 1982 does not belong in your resume. You guys can talk about it during the interview, but just put your last 10 to 15 years of experience. If you're brand new to the industry and you only have 3 years of experience, that's great. Don't try and jam a bunch of fluff in there. All right, so here are some of your simple sections that you can use. Resume summary, experience, education skills, what I can offer you. You can even call that about me, but I'm not into the about me. Hey, what I can offer you, accreditations, and then any professional background or work history. I want you to make sure that you include any of your social media. Hopefully you have social media that you're comfortable showing your employer. Include that in there if you're proud of your social media. If you're not, well, let's hope they don't see that. Ditch the phrase references available upon request. Bleh. Nobody wants to read references available upon request. Listen, no kidding, all right? If we want to read some references, if we want to call some people, we're going to ask you. You don't need to use the real estate on your resume with some silly little statement like references available upon request. Make sure it's very easy for them to find your phone number. I would make sure that your phone number is included in the top right-hand corner of the resume so that they can find it quickly. Maybe also put your email right below your phone number so they're not having to do that left skim to quickly call you back. I hope all this helps. I hope you've watched my video on how to nail the job interview because the interview is so much more important than the resume. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to put a link to it right there. I encourage you, please check us out over at Leasing University. Subscribe to this channel and hit notifications. It's all about you. It's all about making sure that you not only get this job as a leasing agent, but you do your best. My name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Leasing University. I can't wait to see you on the next video. I know you're going to get this job. I want you to knock this resume out, and more importantly, I want you to knock that interview out of the water. I cannot wait to read all your comments. Tell me how you're doing in your search. What are your challenges? What are your triumphs? Celebrate your successes in the comments below. I cannot wait to read them. And until the next video, I want you to be great. I want you to get that leasing agent job. And more importantly, I want you to get those leases. I'll see you soon.